Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up, it's Open Line on Talk Today. Pick up the phone and give me a ring-a-ding-ding. Let's chat. Talk Today's next on Radio Cayman. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you. Thanks for tuning in to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. I'll be hanging out here until about 2:30. Yeah. And please stay with me. You're welcome to give me a call and we can chat about just about anything. Susan told me she wants some good news today. She wants, some Christmas cheer. She's ready for Christmas. So what are you doing for Christmas this year? Call us. Let us know. Anything different? And Christmas is just 8 days away. If you're making plans, you better start putting them in place and, fixing things up. One of my favorite Christmas songs is that old English Christmas carol, The 12 Days of Christmas. Now, if you were going to try and follow that gift-giving schedule in the 12 Days of Christmas, which begins on the 25th of December, here in Cayman, you might, your style would be cramped because of all the birds and fowls on that list. You start off with the partridge and the pear tree, then you have the turtle doves, you got the French hens, and a whole bunch of other avian types that just might have the flu. So if you try to follow that, what are you going to give you true love? You might have some trouble here because of the ban on avian movement, right? Some good news. Some good news for first-time home buyers. Cereba, that's the Cayman Islands Real Estate Brokers Association. They're proposing to give a grant of $5,000 to first-time home buyers who qualify for the government's stamp duty waiver for first-time home buyers. And that $5,000 can be used towards closing costs, property insurance, and if you've already met those closing costs, you can use the $5,000 for essential furnishings in your new home. Now that's essential furnishings, right? So no 85-inch TVs or anything like that, right? Cereba says that they are responding to Premier Andre Ebanks' call for the business community to lean in and help address Cayman's extremely costly road to home ownership for local people. And the Premier and Cereba are also talking to the banks and the lawyers about reducing their fees, which are in the closing cost, and to reduce. So they'd like the banks and the lawyers to reduce their fees for first-time home buyers. And every little bit helps. Yeah, if you've purchased a home, you can get some surprises along the way, as far as what you actually have to shell out. Closing costs can add up to a good little chunk of cash. So that would certainly help a lot of people to, get on that first rung of home ownership and get themselves their first home. And it is a struggle for many people out there because, as we've talked about a number of times right here on Talk Today, the cost of property ain't cheap. No sirree. You got to put down some good money there just for what some people would call a starter home. You're looking at up there $400,000 in many cases, and even $500,000 for quite what you would consider a modest home. And just to get the land, if you're going to buy the house already built and everything, that's what you're looking at. But even land is very, very expensive. Well, another bit of good news. Cayman has another airline flying into Owen Roberts International. Porter Airlines began flights between Toronto and Grand Cayman on Tuesday. And they're also going to have a weekly flight from Ottawa, which begins tomorrow. So it's the first nonstop service from Ottawa, which is the capital, of course, of Canada, coming into Grand Cayman. So that's another nonstop flight to Canada, from Canada, however you want to look at it. Yeah, Canada's a nice place to visit, too. Nice alternative to, going to the U.S. Totally different kind of scene. Take a winter vacation up in Canada, right? Experience the cold, which can be fun, You go to the right places. And of course, this bodes very well for Cayman's tourism, because you don't see airlines, starting up routes unless they've done their serious research and found that, hey, this destination holds a lot of potential. Because if the tourists aren't coming in, they're not coming in. So the tourism is looking bright for Cayman. Well, we have a caller on the line. Let's see what's on their mind. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charlo.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Oh, not bad. I have a little thing I penned here. It's the poem entitled "Enjoy Christmas."
Okay, so you're going to read this one, and you can give me one on Tuesday also, right? Closer to Christmas. Go ahead, lay it on me.
Yeah, I was trying to do the best I can there.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Lay some rhymes on us.
Okay, sir. It's a lot closer to our happy holiday, Christmas. It's a happy time for many who often have less stress. Be encouraged to share a good Christmas effect. Not to say that you have to be perfect. Enjoy our Christmas season, celebrate it if you can. 'Tis a great time for many a child, woman, and man. Much has been said about our year-end celebration. It's a fantastic time of year, also Christ in exaltation. Cheer up. Christmas is around the corner, friends. You can make this Christmas memorable as it ends. Happy holidays and a Merry Christmas again, I say. On your number one radio station, enjoy Christmas on that day. And that's about it, Mr. Charlo.
All right, that's a nice one. Yes.
Yes,
But now you still got to give me one for Tuesday now, because that's when we take our break, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's closer to right up next to Christmas.
Yes,
but no,
sir.
that was very nice, Poet Laureate.
All righty, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, you have a good afternoon here. Thank you so much for the rhymes.
Yes, sir. Have a great day as well.
All right, you take care. Our Poet Laureate, right there, laying one on us. And actually, Susan was telling me that yesterday when I was telling him that about having a poem for, what was it, Tuesday? Yeah. That I left the impression that, like, I was leaving. Well, no, I don't plan to leave. No, just taking the Christmas break, right? So I'll be back. Right now, let's take a break, and I shall return again.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Cayman, let's talk about your internet and phone service. OFREC has published a draft proposal for new consumer protection regulations, and we want your feedback. The draft regulations propose new rules to modernize the sector, including proposals to limit back billing to 3 months, introduce a 5-day cooling-off period for new contracts, and set mandatory timelines for resolving complaints. The draft also proposes extending these protections to small businesses for the first time. But these are just proposals. To ensure the final rules are practical and fair, we need to hear from you. All submissions on this consultation should be made in writing and must be received by 5 p.m. on January 8, 2026 at the latest. For more information, visit ofreg.ky/consultations or email consultations@ofreg.ky. OFREG, working toward a fair and reliable digital economy.
Kirk Freeport's annual $40,000 sweepstakes is back just in time for your holiday shopping. Simply spend $100 at your favorite Kirk Freeport store before noon on Christmas Eve for a chance to win all season long, with cash prizes of up to $5,000, premium gifts, and a Rolex watch giveaway. The more you shop, the better your chances to win. Get gifts for everyone on your list at Kirk Freeport, with duty-free prices, 0 shipping delays, and the chance to win a piece of the $40,000 sweepstakes. View full details on kirkfreeport.com.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Yeah, pick up the phone. Let me know what's on your mind. What are you thinking about Christmas? What's your wish for Christmas? Your one wish. If you had one wish, what would you wish for Christmas? I think we have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You are on the air with Talk Today.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing? Evening.
Yes, how are you? I'm doing fine.
Okay, I heard that gentleman with a poem just now. So this is a little one that I would just make. I mean, old Quincy is delivering liquor, so I told Quincy I got one little one for Christmas. So here we go.
All right.
Oh, all right. Christmas is so near. Oh, my dear. 10,385 people voted for weed, but we can't get it near. What a Christmas, oh dear. To all the policemen who working out there, Merry Christmas, and leave me alone with my ganja this year. It's also close to Christmas. Merry Christmas and a smoky New Year. No weed, no vote. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Yeah, okay. The poetry is flowing today, let me tell you, right? Elvis, the man in the brack. Oh, gosh. Well, yeah, I guess people did say they were in favor of decriminalization, right? And if you want to get in on our little poetry session here, give us a call, 1-800-534-8255 at 949-8037, 949-6990, and WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp us on 925-3261. Send us a message, voice note, anything you want. Just give us a buzz here. Let's see. We got one here. Can't get this to open here. Let's play a little trick on it here. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love and all your praises, I guess. I'm not sure what that emoji with the two hands is supposed to be. Mr. Glidden, have you ever thought of praying before you start your show? Might be if we all pray, we would not have so much complaining. For a change, it would sound and it would be so refreshing. Well, no, never really thought about opening the show with a prayer. I'm sure a lot of people would like that, but we try and keep it a wide spectrum of things here, not to get too religious, because I think religion I think is really so personal, right? But you might have heard there during the commercial break, the off-reg, I guess we can still call it off-reg. They want to hear from people and want to encourage you to make your voice heard, because they're taking public consultation on having a consumer protection policy. And that's something that a lot of people have been asking for a long time. And as far as I know, it's part of their remit to put such a thing in place, to have a consumer protection policy, and not just a policy, but regulations. Because, as far as consumer protection, if it doesn't have any teeth, it really doesn't serve any purpose, right? But let's just revisit this for a bit. Right now they're working on 8 core aspects for new legislation. So, with using the word legislation, we're moving beyond, even policy or regulation. This is actually, if it's legislation, then it's law. One is provision of information, ensuring consumers receive accurate, clear details on rates and terms before signing up. That's an important thing to know. Complaints handling, mandating accessible reporting channels and strict timelines for resolving disputes. Contract terms, regulating contract length, renewal, and cancellation rights to ensure fairness. And that's something else also, because, and this happens a lot with online subscriptions and stuff. That auto renewal, you don't even realize it. Maybe something that you signed up for, you don't use it that often, and the subscription runs out, but it just auto renews, and that's really unfair not to, give someone some kind of advance notice that it's going to auto renew. And it happens. People just end up having, being committed to paying more fees again, even though they didn't intend to. Device financing agreements, new specific protections for consumers entering into installment plans for handsets, and preventing unfair device locking. Some of the providers, if you're postpaid, you can get an installment plan if you want to buy a new phone. It's just included with your bill. But everybody should know exactly what they're committing to when you sign up for one of those. Billing and credit management, standards for billing accuracy, transparency, and fair debt collection practices. Service provision and fault repair, mandating 24/7 fault reporting and clear delivery timeframes. Service quality and performance standards, establishing objective technical benchmarks, speed, uptime, with automatic remedies for failure. Sometimes, what you're paying for your internet speed is not what you're getting. Restitution and redress, empowering ERCO. That's what they're really calling themselves these days, huh? Because it's a utilities regulation. So empowering ERCO to order compensation for consumers who suffer loss or harm. I know earlier this year we had a lot of people complaining about how they had lost service for like a week, but there was no compensation, no reduction in their bill. They didn't have access, but yet they had to pay the full amount. So that's one of the things that this is going to look for. So make your voice be heard. Contact them if you have ideas of what consumer protection should include. If if you're going to have such a thing, so they want to hear from you. Make sure you contact them, and let your ideas be heard. taking a further look on it here, key provisions of draft determination include mandatory service quality and automatic credits. The legislation introduces objective performance standards. Service providers would be required to deliver a minimum percentage of the advertised speeds and maintain a network availability of 99.5%, which is the international standard. Crucially, the regulations propose automatic service credits, meaning that if a provider fails to meet these standards, it must automatically credit the consumer's account without the consumer needing to file a claim. Device financing protections, that's back to the handsets that you buy on time. With the rise of device installment plans, the new regulation includes specific rules to protect these investments. Providers would be prohibited from remotely restricting or locking a device for minor payment defaults unless arrears exceed 60 days and proper notice is provided. So you have to be like over 2 months overdue on your payment, and they have to give you a notice before they cut you off. Restitution orders. The framework empowers ERCO to issue restitution orders. This allows the regulator to direct service providers to provide refunds or compensation for prolonged outages exceeding 24 hours, overcharging, or billing errors. Additionally, providers must maintain facilities for fault reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And expansion of consumer protections, recognizing the role of small enterprises in the local community. ERCO proposes expanding the legal definition of consumer to explicitly include micro-businesses, small businesses, and not-for-profit entities. This ensures these organizations receive the same statutory protections as residential users regarding dispute resolutions and billing. Yeah, because they really didn't play with, once you're a business, they don't play with you. They just shut you down. Strict billing and credit management. To mitigate bill shock, service providers would be prohibited from billing for charges older than 3 months from the end of the billing period. The draft also codifies a strict credit management process requiring multiple written notifications before service suspension and providing disconnection if the outstanding amount is the subject of an unresolved formal complaint. Contractual reform and flexibility. The proposal seeks to prohibit automatic contract renewals and generally limits contract duration to 12 months unless the consumer actively selects a longer term. A mandatory 5 business day cooling off period is proposed for all new contracts, allowing penalty-free cancellation. That's a good one. Complaints handling timelines. The regulations replace voluntary targets with mandatory timelines, acknowledgement of complaints within 5 business days, and a proposed resolution within 30 days. Inclusivity and data governance. Service providers will be required to make information available in accessible formats, e.g. Braille for persons with disabilities, within 12 months of implementation. Furthermore, aligning with data privacy principles, providers must not retain consumer protection data for more than 12 months post-contract. And those are some of the things that ERCO is actually working on now, and they want to hear from you. See if you have anything to add on to that. We're going to take a break. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Come visit Penha, the ultimate holiday shopping destination. From December 7 until December 24, come to Penha and drop off your letter to Santa and let him know why you should win Penha's amazing Christmas prizes this year. While you're there, enjoy a fun-filled holiday shopping experience for your loved ones. Earn points while you shop, plus free gifts with purchase and free gift wrapping and so much more. Visit us at one of our two convenient locations, 40 Cardinal Avenue or The Grove at 1358 West Bay Road. Make this Christmas one to remember at Penha. Penha, where the holiday magic comes alive. Don't miss out on the festive fun and amazing prizes. See you soon.
Busy day? Need the perfect furniture without leaving home? Ashley Furniture Home Store has you covered. Chat one-on-one with our helpful sales team through our WhatsApp in-stock catalog at 916-2323. And here's the festive bonus. Now through December 21st, enter our Christmas giveaway for a chance to win gift certificates of $4,000, $2,000, or $1,000. Visit our showroom at 360 Dorsey Drive. Call 943-2323 or WhatsApp us today and make your holiday home ready and happy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And if you want to call and tell me what you want for Christmas, what's your wish for Christmas? Your one wish for Christmas. 1-800-534-8255, compliments of Flow, or you also call on 949-8037 or 949-6990. And of course, if your preference is WhatsApp, you can give us a call, send me a message, voice note. The number is 925-3261. Okay. Interesting story here from James Whitaker. And, traffic and bad drivers often is a subject here on Talk Today because there does seem to be a lot of bad drivers on our roads. That's just a fact. Whether you look at it objectively or subjectively, if you drive on Cayman's roads, you see people do some crazy things. So James Whitaker, he had an article here that he talked to some driving instructors, and they're saying that everybody who comes to Cayman shouldn't be able to just use their driving license from their home country to just get a Cayman license. That there should be a test. Now, some of them have to take a written test, but taking a written test and actually getting out on the road and dealing with traffic and correctly going around a roundabout is two different things, two different complete tests. And he was talking to a driving instructor. Was it Luke McCoy? Yeah. And he was saying that he's actually had people, after they get to know him, confessed that back in their home country, they bought the license. Yep. And sometimes I feel like calling out to someone you see on the road do something really stupid and say, hey, where'd you buy your license? Amazon? Or where'd you buy your license? Walmart? Well, they did buy their license. And maybe that's why they really don't know how to drive. He also said he's had... The story actually begins with which one is the brake and which one is the gas? It's a question driving instructor Luke McCoy says he hears surprisingly often, not from teenagers on their first day behind the wheel, but from new residents arriving in Cayman with full foreign driver's license and seeking a familiarization lesson before taking to the roads. And he said what concerns him more is that there are people who don't seek a lesson at all. They just hit the road, right? But, and you can see this too. If you observe some of the driving techniques or lack of technique out on the roads of Cayman, it's like people just don't know how to drive. You think at first maybe it's a bad judgment because some of the maneuvers are so strange, so dumb, really, that you say, where did that person learn to drive? And the reason they're doing it is because they never did learn to drive, And of course, there's always selfishness. People just think that driving a car is like, just walking in a crowd, and they don't realize the consequences of the maneuvers that they're making. Turning one lane into two, getting on you're at a stop sign and somebody pulls up on the right side of you and they're going to make the turn with you onto the crossroad. It's amazing the things you see out there. And what do you think? You think everybody coming into Cayman should be required to take a road test? I think it's probably a good idea. Make sure everybody knows how to handle our roads, because I guess even in a place like the U.S., their road system is a pretty complicated one. If it's in a big city, of course, but probably a good idea just to put people out on the road and make sure that they know how to handle a vehicle. If people are asking, which one is the brake and which one is the gas, they don't know anything about a car. But yet they have bought one, I guess, and now they are going to try and drive it. And only God knows what they're going to end up doing. And I know there's a treaty, some kind of international treaty with, where different driver's licenses are recognized for at least temporary purposes. Like if you go to a country and you rent a car, you drive on your home license, right? You go to the States, if you've got a Cayman license, you can rent a car. If people come here and rent a car, they could use their license as proof as they could drive. I think they have to have some kind of temporary that's issued by the rent-a-car providers. But once you become a resident someplace, you settle down. Well, that's a whole different thing, and you should have the test. Go in, make sure you know all the rules, and also be tested as to how good you can handle a car. If you are really knowledgeable about how to drive on our roads, and it goes beyond just keeping left. I mean, that's an important part, but because even people from the States are not familiar with a roundabout system. You run into them every so often in the States, but and a lot of them are huge. I know there's one up in Florida, up there toward Hollywood. A building is in the middle of that roundabout. It's such a huge roundabout, and every place has its unique qualities, I guess you would say, unique way of doing things. So we probably can reduce a lot of accidents by making sure that everyone that's on the road understands how to use the road. It's 1 o'clock, and time for us to see what's making. Yeah, time for us to see what's making headlines.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Cover me. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With their latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Ministry of Financial Services and Commerce announced today that beginning New Year's Day, major changes to the Companies Act will kick in, aimed at keeping Cayman's financial services sector competitive and up to international standards. The amendments streamline how companies can reduce capital, make it easier for overseas entities to move their registration here, and give more flexibility to convert between company types. You'll learn more about what this means for local and international businesses on this evening's news broadcast. In international news, EU leaders in Brussels are split over using Russia's frozen billions to keep Ukraine afloat. Zelensky warns Kyiv faces a huge cash gap and may even have to cut drone production, pushing for a loan backed by 210 billion in euros seized by Russian assets. Belgium, which hosts most of these funds, argues the plan is, quote, fundamentally wrong. Without guarantees, other EU states will share any future legal payouts. Meanwhile, a Kremlin envoy is heading to Miami to discuss a U.S. draft peace plan with President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner as Washington tests whether diplomacy can move as fast as Ukraine's finances are fading. U.S. inflation is easing, but not enough for the White House. Labor Department figures show consumer prices up 2.7% year to date, down from 3% in September as hotel stays, milk, and some clothing got cheaper. Analysts say that supports further interest rate cuts, even as President Trump insists inflation has, quote, stopped, and pressures the Federal Reserve to slash borrowing costs. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Kirk Market's 12 Days of Gift Cards is back. Each day, 12 lucky customers will win a $100 Kirk Market gift card just for shopping at Kirk Market. Ho, ho, ho! You heard that right. Every day for 12 days with 12 lucky winners each day. Come in December 11th through the 24th and shop. You could win. And there's no minimum required. It's that easy. It's Kirk Market's 12 Days of Gift Cards. December 11th through the 24th. The countdown to Christmas is on at Kirk Market.
As we celebrate the Christmas season, we thank you, our patients and partners, for your support. We wish you a blessed Christmas and peace, joy, and good health in the new year. From your friends and family at HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Linton Nathaniel Tibbetts, 1923 to 2011. Linton Tibbetts was known throughout the Cayman Islands not only as a successful businessman, but as one who showed great interest in his homeland and invested time, money, and influence to help the welfare of his beloved sister islands. In the late 1960s, he organized the first annual Cayman Picnic, still held each July in the Tampa-St. Petersburg area, to bring together the many Caymanians living in the United States and encourage them to remember their roots. In 1972, Mr. Linton and several other successful Brackers started an air service between Florida and Cayman Brac to bolster the Sister Islands' embryonic tourism industry. The air service was later expanded to serve all three islands with a fleet of 7 planes. He built hotels and museums on both sister islands and was involved in establishing Cayman Brac Power and Light Company. Although his career was primarily devoted to operating his chain of building supply stores in Florida, he always visited the islands frequently and maintained close ties with his family and friends in Cayman. Mr. Linton and his wife Pauline, Miss Polly nee Inix, had 4 children.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And let's take a quick look at the weather, the current conditions. 85 degrees here in Georgetown. Feels like 93 though. And the wind out of the southeast at about 7 knots. Humidity at 73%. And the forecast calls for partly cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon and into the night. And we can expect winds at 5 to 10 knots out of the east to southeast. And seas are running 1 to 3 feet. And actually the synopsis says we have gentle winds and slight seas. Nice gentle wind. How nice. Well, going back, first of all, let me invite you to give me a call here. 1-800-534-8255. Or, that's compliments of flow. Got to say that, right? 949-8037, 949-6990, and WhatsApp 925-3261. Let's call and let's chat about, what's going on in the community. What's your Christmas wish? I still want to know what your one Christmas wish is. Going back to something we touched on a few days ago, trying to get more Caymanians into the hospitality industry in tourism in general. And I brought up that maybe you would get more Caymanians in the hospitality industry, particularly in the hotel industry, if the scheduling was better, because it's hard for anybody that works in hotels, it seems, to actually plan their life beyond 2 weeks. And depending on where you are in the cycle, you can't even plan 2 weeks out because you got to wait for that new schedule to come out and see where they've put you on the clock for the next 2 weeks. And I've seen people who are, it's like they get bounced around the clock. There's no pattern to their shifts. And so I got a WhatsApp message here regarding shift work. That kind of scheduling makes it hard on parents to find childcare as well, especially if both parents work shifts and can barely afford to make ends meet and don't have extended family to help. This could potentially have negative societal impact of destabilizing home life for children. Hotels are particularly bad at this as far as the scheduling is concerned. Other services have their month planned out, but hotels seem to operate on a weekly basis. What has your experience been, if you've ever worked in the hotel industry, as far as scheduling? Were you able to, plan to be with your family at a certain time? I know, you say, well, let's get together at a certain time, but somebody's working in the hotel industry. They got to wait. They got to wait and see, what their schedule is. People should be able to, go to work and plan their life a little bit out into the future, as this message is saying here, that a lot of places with shift work, they'll do a monthly schedule, so you know what life is like for at least a month at a time, and you can have some kind of order. And sometimes employers seem to think that, rotating people, is better because, well, not one person's not stuck doing mornings or doing overnights. But, having a pattern in your life is much better than working on different shifts every week, because that's really disruptive to your sleep. And that can cause all kind of health problems. It's if you can't settle down into a sleep pattern, that's a wicked kind of thing. And doesn't the labor law say something about that, about shift work? If it doesn't, it should. It should have some kind of regulation in there about how they can, just bounce you around the clock, working midnight or 11 to 7 for a couple of days, then you're back at 3 to 11. Maybe that would help to get Caymanians involved in the hospitality, especially for hotels. Another WhatsApp message here saying this is about the requirement for people coming into the country and wanting to get a driver's license. Oops, where'd it go? Yes. They definitely need to know how to navigate the GT post office. So yes, road test for all residents. Yeah, make it let people, show that they know how to use our roads here. Because that is a big part of why the commissioner has actually described driving in Cayman, driving habits in Cayman as to be abject, which is, it means really terrible, basically. And driving school. Young people should get driving education from high school. I know in a lot of places that is something that young people are able to do. You learn to drive in high school with driver's ed. And if they take driver's ed, it also helps them with insurance, the cost of their insurance, right? Because in Cayman, some insurance companies will not even touch a person, I think under 21 or 22. You can't have a car in your name. If you're 20 years old, you're working, and you can buy a car, you can afford to get yourself a vehicle, but you can't insure it in your name because you're just 20 years old. Now, if they were taught to drive in high school, maybe that would change. But I think that's really unfair. I know the insurance companies will say, well, our actuarial figures show that young people are more likely to get in accidents than someone that's older. Well, I guess so. But even if you're going to charge a higher premium, maybe that's understandable. But to just say, no, you're 20 years old. Yes, you can afford a car. You're holding down a job. But, sorry, we're not going to give you any insurance. We have a caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello?
Hey, good afternoon, Charlie.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay. Speaking about driving.
Yeah.
I think the government needs to start putting up signs reminding our tourists and visitors to drive on the left.
Mm-hmm.
I know they used to do this before, but I don't see any signs saying that anymore.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing any either. You might have something in the car, those little stickers that it says, like they'll have it up on the dashboard or something, somewhere in the car. It says, keep left.
Yeah, the rental cars have them. But the government is responsible to have theirs also. And that is by providing these signs on the sides of the road, especially around blind corners. I remember one time I was driving on the bus. I was coming from the Turtle Farm direction towards the Boston Bay Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And as I approached the lighthouse on the hill, and I had a bus full of passengers. There was a white van that was coming from the opposite direction from the Boston Bay Church. And they were on the right-hand side of the road.
Oh, boy.
When I came over that hill, they were on the right-hand side of the road. And I stopped suddenly. And there was a man, his wife, in the front, and his two children in the back. And they must have just realized They were on the wrong side of the road, and they suddenly then pulled over onto the left.
Yeah.
But they were very scared. So in places such as like the Boston Bay Lighthouse Hill and Blind Corners on the island, it's very important to put these signs reminding our tourists to drive on the left. The rented cars might have reminders of driving on the left, but the government is responsible of having these signs on the side of the roads. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the call. And you know where it happens also is like, I guess in the case of tourists in Cayman, is making that right turn, right? And you just turn into the right-hand lane, which was what would happen if they were back in the States. Because it's just, you come to an intersection and you make the right-hand turn, and you just automatically, the autopilot, you know, we all have that autopilot when we get into a car that sometimes we have to override. But the autopilot just, you make the turn and the autopilot just puts you right in to that right-hand lane as if you were back in the States driving. Because I know sometimes it has happened to me in certain situations that you say, oops, nope, don't get into that lane when you make a left turn. You just want to automatically get in there. But you just have to override it. And people just driving along and enjoying themselves, you know, sometimes you just automatically do it. It's something that happens. Got a WhatsApp reply here to talking about the hospitality industry. Okay, quite a long one here. Okay. It says, that is the nature of the hospitality industry. Last-minute events, weddings, holiday parties, plans occur on short notice. It is simply part of the job. The labor law indicates that you cannot be scheduled for more than 9 days without a day off. Overtime, time and a half, I guess 1.5, must be paid after 9 consecutive hours of a shift, or 45 hours per week. Paid breaks must be given at least after 5 hours. Nothing prohibits shift work being scheduled. Holidays and weekends are often the busiest times. The work can be lucrative and rewarding, but you have to know what will be involved. Caymanians with the right work ethic are a blessing to the industry and should eagerly be encouraged and welcomed with open arms as a blessing to the hospitality industry. We need more of us, now more than ever before. So, apparently this person is in the hospitality industry, and it says, 2-week schedules are part of the territory. You know, it just comes with the work that you can only schedule people, 2 weeks out or whatever. Well, I've never worked in the industry, but, it just seems that people need to be able to regulate their lives a little bit better. That's what I'm saying. I guess people got sick and you have to call people in and that sort of thing. But from what I have observed, it seems like pretty rough when it comes to having some kind of pattern to your life. But like you say, you're saying it can be lucrative, I guess, especially in the high season, which we're going into now. people can make some good money during the high season. But I think having some kind of longer term, regular kind of shifts would be, much more conducive to people wanting to work there, because I've seen it up close as far as family of mine working in the hotel industry, and the irregularity of scheduling, not knowing, not only the fact of not knowing and being able to plan, but just what it does to sleep patterns. I mean, people, I think, sometimes don't see the importance of having an established sleep pattern. And you can read a lot about that as far as what happens when people don't have a regular sleep pattern. But I guess that there is work that is the nature of things, as this person is saying, and maybe some people like it. I don't know how they establish themselves as far as a regular life is concerned, because if you're working, 7 to 11, or rather 11 to 7 for 2 days, and then you got to work 3 to 11, and a couple of days later you're working, 7 to 3. That's got to take a toll on you after a while. So, just my thoughts on how perhaps we could make it more attractive for people to get into a hospitality industry. What else is happening around the place here? I know there's a lot of talk about immigration reform bill, and some people were worried about a lot of different aspects of it. Seems as we're getting more feedback now, as far as for example, people were saying, the 10% luxury property tax might have a negative impact on the real estate industry. Seems that realtors are not really worried about it. The people who are going to be buying that type of property, they can handle it. And also the time that it will take to become a Caymanian, to be, get your Cayman status, that's not as outrageous as some people may have thought either. As a matter of fact, it is in keeping with a lot of places from this story that I see here in the Compass, as far as, 20 years and 15 years if you're married. So looks like as things begin to sink in here, and we take a closer look and get reactions, it may, a lot of things are not as bad as what some people were making it out to be. We have someone on the line, so let's take a phone call. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? Hi.
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Pretty good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're hearing the radio in the background, though.
Radio in the background. I'm not on the radio, but you.
Or maybe you're on a speakerphone.
No, I'm not on a speakerphone.
Okay, well, go ahead. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
can hear you well.
I was hearing myself also.
Yeah. What else is you?
I'm hearing my echo.
Yeah. I I went on the website with my friend to do some drop-off gifts. So I went and ride with her. And Mr. Glidden, let me tell you something. On that 7-mile stretch, it is dark as the devil. And it looked at
Say that again. What? It's what is the devil?
It's dark. It's black. The road is black. The lights that is on the 7-mile stretch is not sufficient.
Okay. Need more lights?
Need more lighting and brighter light. And look like they put another or two pedestrian crossings. Look like to me, I'm not fully sure. And last night, 2 visitors touched the light and then stepped out into the road. And there the cars is coming. And these are visitors to the island. So what does it take for us and them to learn that when it's a pedestrian crossing and they put the light on, they need to stop and wait before they step onto the pedestrian. So when I saw that gentleman, and the lady did that last night, I said to my girlfriend, I said, look at this. And as dark as the road is, they are stepping out in the front of the car, even though they touch the light, and not waiting to see the car going to stop.
Yeah.
They're not waiting. So I don't know who's in charge, but their road needs to be lit up a lot more than what it is. Even where the pedestrian crossings are, with those little orange flashers, it's still dark.
Yeah, the flashers are good for the cars, but I think they need something more like a walk, don't walk sign for the pedestrians.
That and some more brighter lights. And you know what I noticed in West Bay there by the 4-way stop sign?
What?
They got 2 pedestrian crossings less than 10 feet apart from each other. Unbelievable. As you stop at a 4-way stop, there's a pedestrian coming up on you. When you take off, there's another pedestrian up on you, and it's right in front of the gas station. They are putting these pedestrian crossing too close to each other. I don't know who the engineers are doing these things to our roads, but they need to go and take a little crash course to see what is good and what is bad for our roads. We blame the drivers all the time, but we don't blame the engineer people.
So you have a crossing. You basically have 2 crossings at the 4-way stop.
Yes.
On one road.
On one road, on the main road. Unbelievable. They got one coming from the Centennial Building, and about time you drive off, there's one right there by the gas station. I don't even think they're 50 feet apart, sir. If I know what 50 feet is, I don't know my north, west, or south, or my inches, or my feet. Okay. I don't know them. I never learned them in school. But really and truly, we keep blaming all of the drivers and so forth for our roads. But the people, the engineer people, are not doing a good job when it comes to their measuring and spacing out these things and going on that rest of the road at night on that 7-mile stretch and see how extremely dark it is. And look like one side got more light than the other side has light. And it's not sufficient. And Western Road had a lot of people walking them down last night. And there was a lady walking in dark clothes. We didn't even see her until we got up on her. You know?
Yeah.
And they got to learn to protect themselves, too. You know, we all can't do it, too. They got to look up for their own self. Just like up here on the bypass, Newlands bypass. They're up here walking, riding, jogging, and they got no reflectors on them. They got no lights on them. Nothing is when you get up on them, you are seeing these individuals. And it is dark out here 6 o'clock in the morning. Even 6:30, it is still pretty dark. I had a car came from Newlands with me this morning, and all the way to Lincoln Highway. Dark is the devil. And that guy...
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Kind of light. Put one light on. Not one light. But too, Mr. Glidden, what's happening with a lot of these cars that not really fully roadworthy to a degree? They have alternator problems, and you can't bund lights in AC or lights together or separate because it takes down the alternator 2 times faster. So it really makes you wonder if some of these cars are having that kind of problem and they want to put their lights on because they want to get where they got to go. But I don't know what they're going to do with our roads. 2026, God willing, we all be here. I just hope that we see a drastic change on our streets because it's getting worse and worse by the minute, and people talk about worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
And you should see the garbage that's up on our streets, and these guys is okay just picking up garbage off our roads, and people are dropping their what we call pickings from their trucks and their cars and whatever on our roads. And Christmas is almost here. Here we are trying to beautify the island, and people are dropping boxes and garbage left in telephone because they got a new appliance. Man, come on, man. What is wrong with these people?
Christmas, you're supposed to be cleaning up, making the place beautiful.
Well, those that toting the stuff not making it beautiful, they get paid to tote the stuff that they just spread it all over the street.
Well, listen, I'm past my break time.
Yes, you go right ahead.
Well, thank you for calling. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, we'll talk again one day.
All right, you take care. Have a good afternoon. We got to take a break. Caller on the line. We'll get to you when we come back.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Starting January 1, 2026, the minimum wage in the Cayman Islands will increase to CI $8.75 per hour. This change is designed to ensure fair pay and to support workers across the islands. Whether you're an employee or an employer, it is important to understand how this adjustment affects you. Learn more about the new rate, how it's applied, and what it means for your workplace by visiting gov.ky/DLP or email minimumwage@gov.ky.
Wondering what's really behind your electricity bill? You're not the only one. CUC is here to clear things up, from fuel costs to how much energy you use. They break it all down so you can stay informed and in control. Follow them on social media and visit www.empoweringcayman.com to discover how you can take charge of your energy use today.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa here! I can't wait to see you all at my grotto at Bayshore Mall. I'll be there with my friends from Kirk Freeport from December 19th until Christmas Eve. Visit kirkfreeport.com to see my daily schedule. I'll have a special toy and sweet treats for every boy and girl. So stop by to tell me what you want this Christmas, all while enjoying music and entertainment for the entire family. See you soon at Bayshore Mall. Merry Christmas from Santa and everyone at Kirk Freeport. Ho, ho, ho!
Jingle bell, pick up your feet. Christmas shopping at Le Classic cannot be beat. Quality style, luggage and leather, shoes that make you feel like you're walking on feathers. So step on in before stepping out. Come see what your friends are all talking about. We're here here at the Strand, it's the season of cheer. Christmas time is here.
Merry Christmas from La Classique. Come see us in the Strand, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Let's go straight to the phone lines. We have someone waiting for us there. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you today?
I'm fine. And yourself? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, and a Happy New Year. And Merry Christmas and much blessings to Miss Thompson, your last caller. And may I tell you, she is absolutely right. I know you're a West Bay, but you don't live down here with us anymore.
True.
You deserted us. Yeah, here you live in East now. Anyway, she's absolutely right. They got this crosswalking and 4 flashing lights right by the 4-way stop in West Bay.
Uh-huh.
And crosswalking, the pedestrian crossing, I should say, is, I would say, they're about 50 feet apart. One by the gas station and one right by
Subway there?
Yeah. And the thing is, Mr. Glidden, cars can be coming from the north, from the south, from my way, Northwest Point Way, and Bogistan. So that's why they call it 4-way crossing,
Right.
So a pedestrian is trying to cross, and the 4 lights are flashing. Who came up with that bright idea? I don't know. They must have went sleep and had a bad dream.
So let me see if I'm understanding this right. If somebody's crossing by the gas station, going across, what's that store right across from the gas station? Used to be Willa Farrington's shop.
yeah, it's a 24-hour shop now.
Okay, so you're going from the gas station over to the shop there. If you push the button there, all the crosswalks flash?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
but that kind of makes sense though, because if you don't stop all the traffic, then someone could be turning right to go to coming from the church and going to Northwest Point, make a right turn there, and the person is trying to cross the street. So you want the traffic to stop so they can make their crossing.
But the thing is, they got it so close together that it says stop, and then there you're right up on the crosswalking, so you can't stop where it says stop. You have to, be at least a couple of feet back, car length back, and you got cars behind you, toot-toot. Then you got cars from the other end. It's a disaster waiting to happen. The same thing by Casanova Restaurant, that is even closer together. Crosswalking. No, since you're a West Bay, you got to come down and see this during Christmas, okay?
Okay.
By Casanova Restaurant, there is the same thing. It's even closer, and it's always people going in Casanova Restaurant and coming out of Casanova Restaurant. So, and some of them, they're so used to driving everywhere that they don't recognize what's happening there. They really don't.
But the only thing
together. Sorry.
Go ahead.
2 lights, 4 flashes together, and 2 crosswalkings about 30 feet apart.
Okay. But in West Bay, at the four-way stop, does each stop have its own crosswalk?
Sometimes, Mr. Glidden.
I mean, the one coming from the street coming from the church, does that have a crosswalk also?
No. Just by
just the main road.
Just on the main road. And then the thing is, some people do not even stop at our four-way. They just drive right through.
Oh my God!
It's a disaster waiting to happen. If you see it, then you'll understand.
Yeah.
Myself and understand Miss Jan as well. And I want to thank you for your time. All the best for the Christmas.
Yes,
and
Merry Christmas
all
to
the
you.
Sorry?
I said Merry Christmas to you.
And to all the staff at Radio Cayman. Okay. God bless you all, and you all are doing a good job. Thank you very much.
All right, you take care. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, I'll have to drive down to West Bay and experience that four-way stop situation there myself to fully understand it, I guess. We have to take a break. Be right back.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
At Mise en Place & Co., it's more than food. It's tradition rising from the bake shop. It's community coming together at the Barista Cafe. It's time back for the things you love with Boxed. It's knowing they'll eat well because of Yum. It's memories being made with Mise en Place events, and it's a moment shared over a slice of Gino's Pizza. Because everything we make, from our kitchens to your table, is made right here in Cayman. Explore Mise en Place & Co.'s family of brands at miseenplace.ky.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Jingle bell, pick up your feet. Christmas shopping at Le Classic cannot be beat. Quality style, luggage and leather, shoes that make you feel like you're walking on feathers. So step on in before stepping out. Come see what your friends are all talking about. We're here at the Strand, it's the season of cheer. Christmas time is here.
Merry Christmas from Le Classique. Come see us in the Strand, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Have your say on fishing in Cayman in a public survey available now until January 9th.
The Ministry of Health, Environment and Sustainability is running a public survey on local fishing and proposed changes to who can fish in our waters and what fish and shellfish they can take. Share your views online or at community booths across the islands. Visit publicconsultation.gov.ky for all the details. Your voice can help shape the next chapter for fishing in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Have a WhatsApp message here. Remember, someone had messaged me about what I was saying about the hospitality industry, hotels in particular. And I was saying, well, yeah, I guess it comes with the territory, but it being hard for people to, establish a pattern in their life and get a good sleep pattern. And so they've replied to that saying, I understand what you're saying. It is hard work, and clearly it is not for everyone. Hard-working Caymanians can progress through the ranks to wonderful leadership positions with more regular schedules. You simply have to pay your dues and prove your value. Okay, I take that point. If you can work yourself up the ladder there, get into supervisor and management level, you can have a more regular schedule. And I don't know, is that the way it is throughout the hospitality industry in other places, where people, like he's saying, you pay your dues and work your way up to where you can get a more regular schedule? But is that the standard internationally as far as hotel work is concerned? Be interesting to check that out. Talking about, we have a caller? Okay, well, let's go to the phones. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, good afternoon, Charles.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, just listening to the show as usual. I mean, at least a portion of it that I caught.
Mm-hmm.
I had to listen to it all the time. But
well, thank you.
But I just want to point out a few things when it comes to the immigration reform, right?
Okay.
And I think, and the reason why, because, there's a huge buzz around it and, what are the impacts, how it's going to affect certain people, certain businesses and whatnot. And I just, I hope that a lot of the community that complaining the most is listening or listens to Radio Cayman. Because, it's the widely asked question is, explain it better to me. Why do we have to do that? Or, why are we doing that now? And the bottom line is, Mr. Glidden, is that, the Cayman Islands has always ruled out the red carpet for inward bound investment, inward bound residents and the like. So we have 133 different nationalities. We cater to just about everybody else, primarily and leave ourselves for the last, if at all in some cases. But it's long overdue. We should have been charging these rates and more a long time ago, 40 years ago. We've been depriving our country and ourselves from enjoying the finer things in life, even if it's just sitting down in your backyard, not worrying about bills, knowing that food on the table and a roof over your head. Even if it's just that, those are the finer things in life. And the reality is that now everybody complaining, including some of the small businesses that they claim it affects. They claim it's going to affect them, but you know what? They'll have to adjust. You know why? Because when they drive down these roads and they hit a pothole and they complain about it, I wonder where they think the government get the money from to pay for that. We're not an export country. We don't export anything. Our resources.
No income tax.
No, right? So therefore, we have to generate revenue somehow, some way in order to do it. Now, I believe we can diversify. I've talked about that in the past, but that's not the platform today. The reality is that we should have been charging these prices a long time ago. We laid at the gates, but at least we found a politician that was brave enough to weather the storm and at least get some sort of leeway and start the process. I still think it's a lot more that need to be done. Now, obviously, there's a lot of pushback from the opposition because that's their job, right? To create the checks and balances and ask the I guess the hard questions. But at the end of the day, they were once in power too, and they never took the initiative to implement things that were looking out for the best interest of the Caymanian people, the brand, or the islands. So
apparently, a good portion of that act has initiated with the former government.
Really? But how come we never heard anything about it? And how come they never pushed it forward? How come they never implemented it?
Well, I think the white paper came out January this year or something, and I think it was a matter of timing, you know.
Whose white paper? Great Britain white paper or our own white paper? Because the white paper's been around from a long time ago.
Well, there was a white paper at the beginning of this year about the immigration reform, and I think the minister himself, Minister Miles, acknowledged that a good portion of it began with the former government, and then this government added on their different amendments and additional reforms to it.
Are these same politicians that you're referring to are the ones objecting to it now?
That's how it goes, huh?
And anything is like education is useless unless applied. So they could have had all of the grandiose ideas in the world, but they wasn't brave enough to implement them. They're not worth talking about. In fact, let's not waste time worrying about what they could have done. Let's focus on what we can do now and what can change the landscape and create a better Cayman for Caymanians and everybody who enjoy Cayman. You know, it's far too long that everybody else come here and enjoy the Cayman dream while we hosting the party. You know, and for all those people who it affect, suck it up, get used to it, adjust.
Well,
tighten your belt with whatever it is.
It's interesting that even with the opposition that it received during the debate, that at the end of the day they voted for it.
Well, look at what the hypocrites did. They voted for it. They voted for it, and then they abstained, and they wasn't absent on the third reading. I mean, this is sort of a political hypocrisy and grandstanding that we need to cut out. You understand? We need to remember these things come election day and make sure that we vote them under the bus, not on the bus, off the bus and under it, because we don't have the time to keep political posturing around the place and acting as if you're in the best interest of Cayman and so, we had that in plan. Well, the PPM government were in charge. Alden was the premier for two consecutive terms. So they should be the last people complaining about anything that anybody doing. So anyway, my reason was calling today was to just express that, look, these islands have long overdue for immigration reform. There's a lot more reform that needed, and we need to kick into high gear. And for all the detractors and all the people who don't like it, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you either like it, you get used to it, or you find another way to live your life. But if we're gonna take care of Cayman and we're gonna be serious about it, there are gonna be some hard decisions that we gotta make.
There'll be some adjustments, but you know, I don't think the walls are not going to fall down.
Not going nowhere, and all this scaremongering about people to pick up their business. Where they gonna go? Where else they gonna go in the world that they gonna get away? Where they get away here and live in a safe environment and have? They're not gonna find anywhere else like Cayman. That's the reason why they're here, and they've been sitting here. The reason is that those who benefit from the system the way it is are those who try to fight to keep it the way it is, and all the people who suffering are the ones who holding this whole thing up. The minute that we make a shift to the left or the right, and everybody start to complain, then all of a sudden we the villains. No, I think that this immigration reform was well overdue. There's some things that I wish we had done more of, but at the end of the day, it's a start. So thank you for allowing me to share my opinion on your radio show.
All right, man. Call anytime. You take care, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you, and everybody in Radio Cayman, for sure. And Miss Susan, I can bring you the cassava cake. I'll not forget you.
Hey, don't forget me.
Well, you have to talk to Miss Susan and that. one for Radio Cayman that always go to her. All right. Y'all have a good
All right, take care. Cassava cake. Susan, you got a monopoly on the cassava cake. I see. All right. That's how it goes. Well, yeah. Whenever you hear about immigration changes, there's always those that go out and cry that the sky is falling. It's gonna mess everything up, and the whole world is gonna end. And, people always point to the Bahamas and Bermuda, particularly the Bahamas, about, you got to be careful about the kind of changes that you make for the immigration, how it impacts the financial industry. And, I guess, you can overstep it and, be too drastic in things. But just thinking back over the years, every time there was some kind of change, people would always be, well, let's say there were always those that came out and said, "Oh, this is going to destroy the whole financial industry, and people are going to be fleeing to some other jurisdiction." But it never seems to happen, does it? Right? Sometimes we seem to be too tentative and too overcautious as far as putting things in place that benefits the country as a whole. And things have to be reasonable. We have to strike the right balance. And if you don't get that balance, things can, tilt too far one way or another. But, generally, things continue on. We carry on. What do they say? Pull up your socks and carry on, right? So as time goes on and things are put into place, we'll see how all of this plays out. But as people getting feedback now saying, well, from this sector and that sector, how do you feel about this? Not as bad as what a lot of people predicted. Okay, we'll return to the phone calls after we come back from the news. But right now, let's check in with the Radio Cayman newsroom and see what's making headlines.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. A new Cayman children's book is out just in time for the holidays. Slice of Home by local author Joy Basdio looks back at island life 70 years ago through the eyes of a child. The author describes it as a love letter to the Cayman she grew up in and a keepsake families can share across generations. Slice of Home is available now at bookstores across the islands. In international news, Facebook is testing a new €9.99 a month subscription that limits how many links users can share. Some in the UK and US are seeing a cap of just 2 links unless they pay. Meta says it's a, quote, limited test to see if posting more links adds value. But experts say it's really about monetizing what used to be free, the ability to drive traffic off the platform. Facebook told TechCrunch the test targets creators and business pages in its, quote, professional mode. India has signed a major trade deal with Oman, its second free trade pact in 6 months, as New Delhi races to shield its exporters from steep new U.S. tariffs. The agreement gives Indian goods duty-free access to almost all Omani markets and strengthens trade ties across Asia and the Gulf. It's part of India's wider push to lock in new partners, from the UK to the EU and New Zealand, as global trade tensions rise. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and here's how things looking weather-wise. It's 85 degrees here in Georgetown. Feels like 95. Winds out of the southeast at 6.8 knots, and the forecast is partly cloudy straight through into the night. And the forecast for the winds 5 to 10 knots east to southeast, and seas are slight at 1 to 3 feet. Let's go straight to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Can you hear me?
Barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
I want to say Merry Christmas to Miss Lady Dan Westby, Miss Charlene. Happy holidays, Miss Charlene. Miss Glidden. I called to ask you, you were talking about tourism. They had that tourism workshop a couple of months ago. Did you heard if anybody got employed during this season?
No, well, I don't know. I would hope so.
I hope so. I just heard a little piece of Mr. Rankin's conversation, and pretty soon I picked up. You know, he's so true. You know, but I'll leave that at that. But I just want to say that in my 69 years of living in the Cayman Islands, I have never seen as many police cars and officers walking the streets of Georgetown, and the police cars are in every direction.
Well, that's what people were asking for.
Yes, I'm going to congratulate them, because then when you turn around twice, it's going to go right back to dead nail head. And I'm congratulating them, and I'm not going to say that I'm not happy, but they'll never know that I'm happy or I'm sad. But I just want to say that things got to happen in Cayman before we can get those protection. Has to change down the line to protect our people or whatever the case may be. So now we got all these officers out here walking left, right, and center. Even the task force guys there with their all their little gadgets on their waist. They're almost down on the waterfront walking too, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think that's in response to those robberies.
Yeah.
I think that's in response to those robberies that they had down the waterfront.
Yeah. But it's good that they're all scattered about all on the highways here and byways passing, and all in the town walking up and down every time you look at your police car. I know Cayman is small. I am not going to say that I've seen the same police car, because I think I would be lying. But out here, all you can see is red, white, and blue. So I'm not going to even congratulate them. I just ask them to continue to keep us safe. Christmas robbery or no Christmas or no robbery. Get out here and working on your money and get some of these officers on a 9-to-5 job, that we can have officers at play all the time. Thank you, and you have a great one.
All right, you too. I would think that that's all part of the Winter Guardian operation. We have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden.
Yes, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you. I was listening to you earlier when I was on the road, and I thought, well, here's a talk show host, and there's not a whole lot of talking going on except what that talk show host is going to produce. And many people wouldn't understand that in that situation, it's a very tense feeling that you're there and the world is listening and there isn't anyone really talking back, but you do a good job of it.
Well, thank you.
But what you were asking about things to talk about, I would like to chat for a minute or two about the cars and the traffic congestion in Cayman.
You got it. Go ahead.
I was out there. I came off the street about 20 minutes or so ago, but it's really incredible the number of cars in Cayman.
It
I
is.
haven't heard what are the total number of cars. I don't know if you have, but I'd a guess. If you got 90,000 people, each one got 3, you got like 100,000 cars in Cayman. To say nothing of the junkers. There are just a lot of cars in Cayman, and in the midday or 12 to 2, it is really horrific in Georgetown.
Oh, yeah, the traffic is out, and now this time of year, you say, is anybody in the office?
And the worst part is you can go with your memorandum that you're going to do this, these are the things you want to do, but you can't find a place to park, first of all, and you just got to keep driving, and everybody is driving, and some of the people on the road simply just, you wonder whether they see the car in front of them, how close they go to it, and their expression on their faces like, well, I wish I was a bulldozer that I could just knock you out of the way.
Yeah.
It is absolutely astonishing. And that brings me to the point of parking. In Georgetown, particularly, he or she who gets to the side of the road in Georgetown first, they claim the parking for the day because the smart ones just park once and leave it at that.
Yeah, walk to lunch.
But there is no place really to park. I mean, what can be done about parking,
Yeah, downtown, you got a few places. Some of the banks have a good parking lot, but, and then they have to police that to make sure it's their customers that are in there,
And isn't it remarkable that is creating jobs for non-Caymanians who are dressed in uniforms and is there for one specific purpose from wherever in the world in Cayman, just to move the blocks for someone to come in and someone to get out. And I don't see a whole lot of Caymanians there that's doing that job, which is really quite simple. But, Mr. Glidden, I've had the opportunity on various occasions to talk about the parking in Georgetown, and I'd like to take the opportunity here to just say what I suggested then. There is an area behind the library, which some people know as the old public work, because it was at one time the old PWD. Yeah. And from my knowledge in government, I remember being told by Mr. Harry McCoy, who was my mentor. He said that the Cayman had a 99-year lease, which came about during the war with the United States government.
Mm-hmm.
and so that was actually a U.S. base for whatever.
Yeah, that was the naval base was there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was like a barracks around the perimeter of it. And I have suggested more than once, and from the legislature, that why don't we? And I remember talking with Mr. McCoy about it back when. Why don't we just approach the United States? That is still there. The United States is still there, and we are still here. And there is one little 200 by 200 by 200 place behind the library. Why don't we the government just get in touch with them and say, "Dear United States, we doubt that you have any more use for this. Could we just, would you agree to break this 99-year agreement that we could make use of it for parking?"
So is that why we can't put a parking structure there? Because of that lease?
That is my understanding of it from way back, that is the case, and that was the fear of the government. Oh, well, this has been leased to the Americans for 99 years. I mean, good God, be talking about 99 years. Everybody in the world in 99 years will be dead, and there'll be new people in their place. So I have said various times and suggested that we build one huge multi-story car park there.
That's the only solution that I see.
Cars in Georgetown would park there, and like everywhere in a city, you come into the town, and that's where you go and park. If you're there for an hour or two or whatever, you would charge by the hour.
Right.
That would make hundreds of thousands of dollars for the government every year. It would make thousands every day, because the cars, a major problem is that the cars cannot find any place to park,
Yeah, and I mean, if you have a parking structure, you go park there for the day. When you come back, your car is cool. People would park there. But I've never heard that before, that lease is what prevents that land from being used.
That happens to be a fact.
So the 99 years would be up, in 2040 something or something like that?
I guess so, but I mean, what would the U.S. do with that little spot behind the library there? It's
well, with all that Trump is doing in the Caribbean now, maybe he wants to put another base there.
It wouldn't be big enough, I don't think. But it's these type of things which I think the government, any government, needs to look at progressively. And when will there be enough cars in Cayman? And what is the alternative to the cars? Is, I guess, buses. Buses is the buses that move every 10, 15 minutes and so on.
Yeah, we could do a lot better with public transportation.
And I don't know how much that is pursued. Of course, I understand there are about 300 cars every week that comes in here, and it just adds to the numbers here. Where will it reach the point where, like Mr. McField, Dr. McField has a way of saying, he says, more is not better than enough. We need to look at the enough point.
Yeah, what's the tipping point?
Yeah. Where is it? Where is the tipping point?
Well, listen, I have to break in on you because I'm being told I got to take a break. We're almost coming down to the end of the line. Got to get a break in here, but certainly appreciate you calling, and interesting bit of information that you passed on. You have a good afternoon and a Merry Christmas.
You too, and the same to you.
We'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we do have some folks on the line, so let's go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, thanks. I was calling about tourism, but I'll just share some information about the parking as well.
Mm-hmm.
You remember a few years back, 10 years back, when there were wheel locks of the possible people could wheel lock, security could wheel lock your car if you parked in their lot?
Yeah.
Well, one of the cases that the driver actually took it to court and challenged it.
I remember that.
That occurred.
He had taken the wheel off or something like that, right?
Right, but his objection, apart from that, his objection was that the property was behind the library, was not in fact owned by the Cayman Island government, so they had no authority to relock him.
Ooh, this goes back to the lease thing, right?
Yes, the U.S. government thing. And as the previous caller said, I mean, covered parking, even there, even behind the library, or where the old tower building, that lot there, that would be at least a 2-story, 3-story covered parking. The solar, it could serve many purposes. So hopefully we'll get a move on some of those things quickly. But he also mentioned something about leasing land. And that is something I've said for many years should have been the norm in Cayman, especially prime land, public land, beaches. We've done a little bit of that around the golf courses and places like that. But government should be encouraging, I think, people, even individuals, to lease their land for 50, 80, 100 years. So eventually some grandchild will get some benefit of it. But at the moment, it's I haven't heard of anybody leasing land or offering to lease land. But I think it's a valuable.
I saw a sign on up Shamrock up by Prospect Park there.
Okay.
The land was for sale or for lease.
Okay, that's good. But going back to tourism, as I mentioned, I've worked in tourism in my early years when I was just starting work, and recent years. So I know that tourism offers much more than people seem to give it credit for in terms of a job. I hesitate to say career, because the same thing I did when I was in my teens and 20s, most young people do that in tourism. It's not necessarily, or it's not always a career. You can be a bartender or a front desk or security or whatever for 2-3 years, work yourself through college or until you get something else secured. So when you talk about experience, no one needs 10 years experience to be a waitress or a bartender. It's only Cayman where they seem to put that restriction on people. And also, I wanted to say, by the way, the lady asked about jobs from the job fair. Yes, I did see reports of jobs which resulted directly from the job fair a couple of months ago.
Great.
And I also just wanted to say that, I've met so many young people in the past couple of years in hotels. I mean, almost every day, brilliant, attentive, sharp young people that could work anywhere. And they are working in hospitality, but most of them share a similar struggle to advance. And it seems like since the 80s, the only two mountains in Cayman are Mount Rushmore and Upward Mobility, because someone can get off a plane and 2 months later they're a supervisor or a manager, but Caymanian who has to train them, the whole story,
Yeah.
often never gets to that position just for whatever reason. So it's not rocket science. I mean, once you have the attitude and the energy, tourism is a great place to work. And we have some of the best, as you know, some of the best people in the world in terms of developing our tourism industry from decades back. So there's very little excuse, and the best training location for tourism is the actual hotel or restaurant. I don't think we have to have a special college just to get people into those facilities.
Well, I guess if you want to be a chef or something like that, to learn those kind of skills.
Right.
But do you agree? Do you agree with the WhatsApp message that said, hardworking Caymanians can advance in the hospitality industry?
They can. The word is can, and actually a lot of them should, because a lot of them are hardworking, and I know people who have worked hard in the hotels, West Bayers, from when I was in high school, getting off the bus and doing room service at Holiday Inn at night, and they're retired pretty much in the same position. I mean, most of them are content to be whatever they were, but there is room for mobility in tourism. It's just that it seems like it's harder now. I don't know if you recall 20 years ago or so when work permits were starting to be issued for condo managers. And the Caymanian condo managers stood up and protested it. I don't know if you remember that.
I can't bring it to mind, though.
And as a result of that, government decided Caymanians should be managing the condos as they have traditionally always done. That's why we have so many great condo managers still today. Otherwise, they would have been gone with the wind as well. So there's lots of potential for careers as well as short-term employment in tourism. And it's a great attitude adjuster or developer for any career in the future. You learn how to deal with people and solve problems and everything else. So this is something that should be taught in schools. I mean, that's our second foundation or pillar.
Mm-hmm.
So tourism should be taught from primary school. It should be incorporated in lessons, I don't know why it's not. Anyway,
well, thank you for the call.
All right. Thank you, sir. All the best for the holidays.
You too. Have a Merry Christmas. And we have someone else on the line. Let's get them in before we're out of time here. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
I've been noticing there's a bunch of, I call them city buses, or just as big as U.S. city buses that are on the road doing tours and stuff. But a few years ago, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or more now, one individual or one company had 3 buses they brought in, and it was determined that they were too big for the roads or to use here.
Yeah.
I just wonder what happened to them. They were sitting in West Bay, rusting to pieces, I believe. I don't know if they ever dumped them or whether they sent them somewhere else or what. But I think it's a bit of a discrimination in allowing these big buses that I see on the road now to be there when a few years ago when maybe the roads were not as wide or not as whatever, as good as they are now. But that's beside the point. Those buses would have been no more problem on the road then than these are now, I don't think. And these are massive buses that I see on the road. Maybe they're more comfortable, and maybe they charge the people more for the tours or whatever. But I'm just wondering what the policy on that, whether that's changed from years ago to allow bigger buses coming. To me, the little Hiace or the coastal buses are quite big enough for public transportation. They're not even using the coasters in most cases. They're using the highest vans, which are about 15 people, I believe. I just thought that was a bit unfair to that company.
These buses that you're talking about, the buses that you're talking about, sir, are they doing like tours or?
I imagine so. I don't think they're using them for public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just being used for tours, probably an upgrade on the other quality buses, which are more space and high elevation, and maybe they can see a bit more out of it and so on. But
the ones that you're talking about the ones that you're talking about that was brought in years ago, and there was a problem with them. Didn't they eventually get licensed to go on the road?
I never ever saw them on the road. I don't think so.
Mm.
Not that I'm aware of. And I saw them sitting down yesterday for must have been years.
Okay.
I don't know whatever happened to them after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Things change, so if they kept them off the road. But if you're seeing buses of a similar size now, the regulations must have changed. The law must have changed. I mean, we have some better roads than we did years ago, so it's quite possible that they said, well, our roads can handle them now.
That was a hard pill for our company to swallow when they had 3 of them here.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
For years.
Yeah, it had to be.
Anyway.
I mean, that's a lot of money invested.
I don't suppose they were told they couldn't bring them in, and they brought them in regardless, but maybe they found out after they brought them in, they wouldn't license them.
Well, that had to be the case. I mean, if they knew there were going to be a problem licensing them, they would never brought them in. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense at all.
I don't think. No, I agree. Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
I'd like to wish you a blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year and prosperous New Year when it gets here.
Well, the same to you, sir.
God bless.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, things change over the years, and our road system is much better now than what it was, many years ago. So if you see buses of a similar size, they must have changed the regulations there. Well, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all for joining me here, whether you just listened or you picked up the phone and gave me a ring. Thank you for being here as part of Talk Today and making me a part of your afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. Have a great afternoon.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Hi, season's greetings. This is Dion Anglin. May the spirit of Christmas infuse your life and that of your family members with hope, positivity, and joy. Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous New Year from